Welcome to Crenbowl Weekly Recap Season 8, Week 1. I am Big Pop Pope here to take you through all the action that I've seen this week. Starting in Division A, we have Silverstrom's Nurgle team going up against Coldria's Underworld Denizens. Coldria is a new coach of the season and fairly new to the game. Meanwhile, this is Silverstrom's second season. Last season, he was completely new to Blood Bowl. He practiced hard and made it all the way to the playoffs where he took down J Boss's undefeated Amazons in the first round. Silverstrom decided this season to play Nurgle, a slow, strong, and very resilient mutation bash team with an anti-pass skill and disturbing presence. On the other side of the pitch, Coldria is playing as the Underworld Denizens, a much faster, more versatile, but also more fragile mutation team, characterized by their wide variety of positionals. By turn 2, Coldria finds himself in a tough position where all his players are tied up by the Nurgle side. The only safe option he has in this situation is to move backwards away from the slow Nurgle players who mostly have a move allowance of 5. He opts to go forward instead, hoping that the inevitable blitz on his ball carrier will fail. When the blitz does come, with 2 rerolls in his pocket, Silverstrom effectively has 4 dice to get what he needs. He doesn't even need to use that reroll, as the warrior gets the defender down, injuring the thrower in the process. The Nurgle team couldn't find a way to push the ball forward for 3 turns, but by turn 6 they felt so pressured by the clock to move forward that they were forced to make a rodder-to-rodder pass to start moving the ball downfield. At this point, rodders with movement 5 are the fastest players that Silverstrom has left on the field, so they have no more time to waste. Strom tries to protect his rodder carrying the ball by placing a Nurgle warrior between it and the Underworld players in blitzing range. Crucially, he does not make the extra GFI to move the warrior actually adjacent to them, which would force them to dodge away in order to make that blitz. Instead, they're able to move forward diagonally, without using any additional movement points, and they successfully knock down Silverstrom's ball carrier. Coldria then makes a pickup roll, an animosity roll, a 6+ long pass due to a disturbing presence, a 6+ catch due to 2 disturbing presences in a tackle zone, dodges away, and attempts to make 2 GFIs to score. And then successfully does so. Even with the team reroll built in and all the skill rerolls, this play still only had a 4% success chance. Throughout this half, Silverstrom whittles down Coldria's team, but Coldria does some whittling of their own in this attempt to get a quick score. The troll tosses the goblin, but unfortunately the scatter roll leads to his thrown goblin landing on his prone goblin, knocking them both out. Due to this play and this Nurgle team dishing out injuries, Silverstrom marches down the field and ends this game with a 1-1 tie. Next in Division B, we have Irwin's Chaos versus Chun-Li's Amazons. This is Irwin's first season in Crenbowl, as Chun is making their second appearance. Chun played Necromantic in the first bout, but failed to make the playoffs. Chaos is a mutation bash team, who heavily rely on their strength advantage. All of the linemen have the horn skill, allowing them to blitz with a +1 strength. Amazons are also a bash team, with all the players starting with the dodge skill. This game starts with Irwin getting the blitz kickoff event. Irwin uses it to hard commit to the right side of the field where the ball is. However, this gives Chun an opening on the left side of the field, where Chun takes the opportunity to pick the ball up and then pass it, giving the new ball carrier a lane to sprint down. Due to being so far behind the Chaos players, only one Beastman is able to get to the ball and rolls a push. This in turn allows Chun to run his ball carrier in for the early 1-0 lead. On turn 3, before he makes any of his free moves, Irwin immediately goes for a 2-die block, resulting in a skull and both down. Compounding on this error, Irwin doesn't re-roll, essentially forfeiting his turn, now with one less player, and giving the Amazons easy blitz on the ball carrier. By being put on the back foot so early in his drive, Irwin isn't able to get the ball past midfield, and their drive ends before any ground is made. The second drive for Irwin ends in similar fashion, with Chun-Li able to surround the Chaos team and knock the ball loose. With the Chaos team tied up, Chun-Li is able to break away from the pack and run in for the turn 16 score, ending this game 2-0 in the Amazons' favor. Moving on to Division C, we have Alay's Dark Elves going against Maro's Skaven. Alay is a seasoned player in Crenbowl, having appeared in every season of the league. While making playoffs 3 times, he has never gone past the first round. In Season 7, Alay lost his Lashes Khemri in round 1. Maro has been in 4 seasons of Crenbowl and has made it to the playoffs once. In Season 7, Maro missed the playoffs with his Chaos Dwarf team. The Dark Elves are one of the bashies of the Elves, having armor value 8 on most of their players, but they are slightly worse in the passing game as they lack any players that start with the passing catching skills. Skaven are the fastest players in the game, with Gutter Runners having movement allowance 9, but the trade-off being that they are not strong and are fragile, with most players having armor value 7. Starting on Alay's offensive drive, we see Maro committing his defense heavily to the left side of the field. Instead of running towards the right side in an effort to thin out the defense, Alay elects to run his ball carrier right where Maro is committed. This is giving Maro multiple opportunities to get to the ball carrier that would otherwise not be there had the defense been spread. On turn 3, we see the effect of what that left side commitment leads to. While the ball carrier was able to break away, there are no elves around to defend from the Skaven blitz, leading to the ball being knocked loose. And with that ball being knocked loose, Maro was able to gain control and begin his march down the field. With Maro able to switch his defense to offense, he brings his gunner runner to the other side of the field for the touchdown and 1-0 lead. On LA's second offensive drive, it begins very similar as before, with Maro commanding the defense to the left side. Instead of going headfirst into the defensive line though, LA brings the ball carrier to the right side while boxing in Maro's players. This is giving LA much more room to navigate his ball carrier. Unfortunately for LA, time is not on his side as on the last turn of the half, he is forced to hand the ball off to a blitzer who gets a skull when throwing a block on escaping lineman, ending the half and preventing LA from capitalizing on the great start of the drive. In contrast to LA, on Maro's first offensive drive, he elects to take the center of the field and cage up the ball carrier. This gives a lot more options to the offensive drive as it forces LA to spread the defense out, making it much easier for Maro to punch through. On turn 9, despite a cage dive by LA, the area around the ball is in control by Maro thanks to that cage, allowing the Skaven to pick the ball up, run it downfield, and pass it to a gun runner to score and give the Skaven a 2-0 lead. With this lead, Maro is able to hold on as the game ends 2-1. And finishing up in Division D, we have Bayward's Necromantic team going against Jorsley's Widows. This is both Bayward's and Jorsley's first season in Crenbowl, looking to take good first steps in this league. The combination of Widows' high agility and high movement is very potent for outmaneuvering their opponents. They're extremely difficult to defend against. They're the least bashing team in the game, however, but at the same time, Wardix's toolkit of Blodge Leap can be very effective at freeing up and taking possession of the ball. Necromantic teams bring a diverse set of players to the field, including some of the slowest and fastest players in the game. Their flesh golems are specialists at being immovable barriers that take hits and tie down other players. And their werewolves are great at taking down highly armored opponents. They're also one of the most robust teams in the game, with regeneration on all their players except their ghouls. On turn 1 with Jorsley receiving, the Widows bring their cage to the left side. But with the Necromantic team already in a zoning position and with the cage being set up next to the Necromantic players, Bayward's already in a great position to attack these Widows and get the ball. By turn 4, we see the consequences of that cage. With the defenses collapse, Jorsley is forced to run his ball carrier out and try to keep control of the ball. However, a double 1 on the dodge prevents that, and the ball scatters to the floor. And while by turn 7 the ball is secured by Jorsley after a scramble for it, Bayward did his job and prevented the Wood Elves from scoring, having the half end with 2 donuts on the scoreboard. And we are jumping all the way to turn 15, where we see Jorsley ends up with the ball again after a whole half of scrambling at midfield. And he almost scores, but a crucial interception by the Werewolf ends that hope and helps the Necromantic team get that 1-0 win over the Wood Elves. And moving on to the weekly highlights section. This is something I'm personally excited for. The coaches in the league have sent me some highlight clips that maybe necessarily I wasn't able to cover in a recap, but just 1 or 2 clips from each game that we can look at here. And we're going to go ahead and get started. First highlight we have here is in Division A, the game between Astrax's Vampires and Caitlin's Bretonnians. Jumping in at turn 7 with the Vampires about to score. Unfortunately, a 1 was rolled on the Bloodlust. No worries, eat your thrall, and you got another turn. Turn 8! We get another Bloodlust on the ball carrier. Reroll that. Failed that. Tell your thrall to get back up because that vampire isn't done with them. And then roll a 1 on the catch. For those keeping count at home, that's 4 ones to make this unfortunate play occur. The Vampires do end up winning, however, making this a 1-0 game over the Bretonnians. We have another highlight here, this one from Division B, where Hellbent Wolfbot's Necromantic team is going against Dan the Man's Elven Union. Hellbent is able to set up an impressive surf on the elves by putting together multiple pushes. This winds up killing the elf, former prosecutor, may he rest in peace. Plays like this help Hellbent win this game 2-1 over the elves. Still in Division P, we have Kitmat's Kemri going against DigiPichu's Nobbler team. With a low team value of a Nobbler, Team Pichu brought 2 star players to the game to help balance out the disadvantage. Well, that idea worked for about a few seconds as the Kemri roll in and murder that star player with no remorse. With that plan going out the window, Kitmat was able to snag the 2-0 win over Pichu. Here in Division C, we have Free Smoothies Chaos going against Elastis Orcs. Here we have Zelash taking full advantage of a blitz event where a troll throws a goblin to catch the ball deep in Chaos' territory. The goblin was able to keep hold of the ball long enough for the orcs to help assist and get another touchdown, giving Zelash a 3-0 win over Free Smoothies. And of course I'm saving the best for last. Back in Division A, we have possibly the most unfortunate kickoff event in Crendor's Dark Elf and Crendor's High Elf game. This is where almost all of Crendor's players end up on the ground stunned, giving Crendor the easy touchdown. Crendor is able to recover from this unfortunate event and win the game 2-1, but man, he finally rolled 6s. And thank you guys so much for watching. It's put a lot of time to put together, but appreciate you guys staying until the end. Thank you again to Robin Clausen. He helped me a lot through this. And can't tell anymore if the sun's about to come up or or what, but see you guys for the next recap, and hope you have a great rest of your day.